How many times has this happened in your life? If you can be honest with yourself. Happened to me a lot. Okay, I need to lose weight. I gotta go on a diet. Feel like shit. I should change my diet. I'm eating too much crap. I gotta go on a diet. Well, I'm gonna look back at the last 4 years of what's changed in my life and how I believe it's not necessarily about going on a diet. It's about changing your relationship and your thought process about food, nutrition, and your diet. We're going to get into it. This is Anthony Stewart. This is Food for Thought, and we're questioning everything they've ever said. And I am not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I am a normal guy that has dramatically changed his life. I have completely reversed my health, physically, mentally, and, it's arguable to say that I'm in the best physical and mental shape of my life. And we're going to take a look back at 4 years being low carb and kind of how this all happened. And I was a normal person. I was in my 40s. I realized that things had to change. I couldn't move. I was in pain, couldn't sleep. And I thought that I could just exercise and be better. And then what happened was somebody introduced me to the idea of a ketogenic diet. And it was like, ooh, rebellious and crazy. But it kind of changed my life, and, well, in fact, did change my life. And this book, we're going to look at it right now, that changed everything for me. And it sparked a snowballing effect of physically feeling better, mentally feeling better, and then took me on this journey of, not only self-discovery, but physical improvement and the thirst for knowing why. And this book, believe it or not, was the Keto Diet for Dummies. And I just want to look into a couple things here first before we get into it. Numerous benefits of a keto diet. This is in this book. It's a real general book. It's nothing crazy, but it says weight loss. Did that happen over 4 years? Yes. Improved body composition? 100%. Increased energy? Absolutely. And stabilized blood sugar? Well, my doctor said I was pre-diabetic and I was going to have diabetes in 10 years, and now I do not. Improved mental focus? Well, I have taken it upon myself to be to learn about my body, the mechanisms, all of it. Better sleep? Yes. The only one, maybe, is arguable, is higher cholesterol, or better cholesterol levels, which I have been, the last time I got my cholesterol checked, my LDL was high. And, there's a lot of reasons why I'm not worried about it at all. 100%. Not listening to the dogma, not listening to the crap, because I'm gauging exactly how I feel. Every day, I kind of do this self-test where, how do I feel? How did I sleep? How's my energy? And it's been steadily improving over the last 4 years. So if I'd listened to everything they said, where would I be right now? Probably being, eating 16 times a day, doing protein shakes, all of that shit that I don't believe is necessary. And I mean, there's just lots of sides of this equation where, some people might need to do things, and, do I believe everybody should be low carb? Well, I think there's a knob, and if you're metabolically not well, you should be probably not eating sugar. That's 100%. Then, so what happened was I started learning. I started going to these keto conferences, and I discovered social media and the internet. And not only did I read books, but I was listening to people talk about this. And what really struck me were the outliers. I don't want to hear about the same bullshit. But when somebody is compelled to shout out from the rooftops, this is going on, that's what kind of strikes me. They have no reason to do it, but they yet have dedicated a large portion of their lives to get this information out. And quite often, especially nowadays, it gets blacklisted. They're deemed heretics or zealots, and the mainstream pushes back and says this is garbage. So unfortunately, you're going to have to make a decision here, whether you're going to listen to everybody else and where has that got you, or you're going to have to make radical change. And it doesn't have to be suffering. There's lots of people out there that have their stories are important, but it's a fact that people are dramatically changing their lives, present company included. Now, Carnivore Soldier, shout out to you, thank you for this. Posted this thing, and this should scare the shit out of you because, why is this? And I'll put it up here. But look at this. That does not even include cancer. That doesn't even include heart disease. And if you look at this line, basically you can draw a line with almost every single non-communicable disease that basically from around anywhere between 1970s to 80s to now has gone increasingly up. So if in a society where we all listen to the food guidelines and all the heart healthy bullshit, shouldn't that line stabilize? Now, if you look at trends, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that things are out of control. So you have a choice. You can keep doing what you're doing, or you can start to look at these things as warning signs. It's everywhere. So what I do is I inject some logic. You have to make a choice. Now, if you want to just take a pill to lose weight, or keep pleasing your brain because you need your sugar fix, that's your choice. But I can 100% guarantee that this is a very big issue, and it's been hijacked. Your health's been hijacked. We've been lied to. And that is 100%. Now, do I think everybody needs to be a carnivore? I don't know. Do I think everybody should be a carnivore? I think there's a lot of gray, but I think some people definitely need to do it. Now, can you be a vegan and be healthy? Of course. There's lots of ways. And one thing that we can say, which I think they capitalize on quite often, is the fact that human beings are very resilient. We will survive. We might not thrive, but we will survive. And it's shown. If you just look at some genetic research and the way that our genes are structured and how long we're supposed to live, theoretically, it's about 120 years. We're dying at around 80-something years on average, but our health is being prolonged by drugs and medication. So there's something there. Logically, look at that, and then to say that there's something on. Now, people argue that we live longer now. Well, I would argue the fact that I think we're being kept alive longer. And if you look at the whole system, when you're plugged into this whole system, they control the food, they control the drugs, they control all the money, and that just drives their profits and drives their agenda forward. You have to break the cycle. Is it easy to do? No. Is it hard to swallow? Yes, because everything that we've learned, what I've come to know as my truth, is I do not trust anything that is a mainstream profit-driven agenda. If they are designed to make money, of course they want you to consume more. So wouldn't it make sense from their side, from their perspective, to get you to do it, consume as much as humanly possible? I can fully vouch for the fact that I don't eat 6 times a day. Whether you have to fast, I think, to be honest with you, it's a great tool to have, especially now. We don't know what's going to happen with our food. They're controlling a lot of stuff right now, and look at inflation, look at cost, and I can argue the fact the way I eat is very cost efficient. It's very economical, and it's very liberating to not be controlled by having to have my next meal. I don't have to snack. I don't have to stop for food. And, I'm living proof that you can get there. It's not, and I think we overcomplicate things, And if you look at it this way, the trick is to figure out what a human being is supposed to eat. And if you give the human being the proper, to quote Ken Berry, human diet, whatever you think that is, you should be progressing your health. And it's amazing. You just have to look at some stories and see how many people's health, they're resolving issues. And it's magical. And I mean, looking over the last 4 years, let's just to sum up a few things. I don't get cold. I sleep well. I don't have dry skin. I have rock solid energy. My strength, it seems to not, even though I'm not going to the gym all the time, it doesn't go away. My physicality and my body composition is pretty much the same. Now, I would have thought, being a stocky, guy into adulthood, consistently putting on body fat, getting that dad bod, that the body that I have right now would have been the body of my dreams, and I would have had to suffer and struggle to maintain it. I haven't. And that's the truth. If it was impossible to do, and I was genetically predispositioned to be that short fat guy, why now is my body completely turned around? I was arguably obese. I've lost over 70 pounds of consistent body weight. Now my weight fluctuates within about 3 or 4 pounds, depending on how much water I'm holding. But it has been a solid, steady line down. I used to think that 185 was my dream weight. I've shattered that. I've been down to 169 at times, and now I'm back up to about 173, 174, but I've been eating a lot more, and I've been, upping my physical activity, including my job, and increasing my activity level where I'm doing yoga almost every day. And these things are making a difference, and I'm gauging how I eat to what my level is. And learning about what to do is so important. Now, I can't give you the answers. It's a lot of trial and error, but one thing you have to realize is if we continue down this path, you just have to look around and see people that are struggling, suffering, unhealthy, and a lot of it isn't their fault. We've been doing what we're told, and where's that got us? It's got us fat, it's got us sick, and I urge you to challenge what I'm saying and just start looking into this. Start asking some questions. Start being honest with yourself. And you know what? Things will change. They might not change overnight. Look, my last 4 years of this low carb lifestyle change has had ebbs and flows, but for the most part, it's been a steady line. And now I choose what I want to do. If I want to have a pizza, I'll have a pizza. I might suffer a little bit, to be honest with you, some nagging inflammation, my knee will start to hurt, or my ankle, I'll start to get weird pains. Things will start being a little different. And that's my body saying, hey, this is probably not good for you. And now I've learned how to listen to my body and to be honest with it, and it's very naive to think that the food or the so-called food that we put in our bodies doesn't affect us immediately. We take drugs, they have side effects. We know this. Drugs are molecules. Food is made up of molecules. Depending on how your body is, you might have to fix your gut. You may have to lose some weight. There's ways to do it, and it's very possible. So this was just to show the last 4 years. Thanks to everybody for following me. We're trying to keep this alive. Canada's crazy right now, but I will keep posting, and I'd love to hear how you're doing, and let me know. Leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe to these videos. It helps. We're going to keep getting the message out there that, you know what? It is possible to reclaim your health. It is possible to feel better, to feel great every day. Stay strong.